Hello and welcome back to the How You Move series presented by HSS. I'm Michelle Shafiro, Clinical Manager of HSS Westchester Rehabilitation. I'm joined here by two HSS physicians from the Westchester office and a star athlete from Purchase, New York. Today we're talking about non-surgical management of sports injuries. We'll begin by having each of our panelists introduce themselves.
I am Bailey Fisher and I play soccer for New York Soccer Club.
Hi, I'm Dr. Warren Young. I'm a primary care sports medicine physician here at HSS Westchester.
I'm Dr. Marcy Goolsby. I'm a primary care sports medicine physician here at HSS Westchester. I work at the Women's Sports Medicine Center as well, and I'm the physician for the New York Liberty.
So Bailey, are injuries something that you worry about or girls on your team talk about being concerned about at all?
Yes, I think as a soccer player, any athlete, the fear of injury is always on your mind. But I think on our team, we train and we work out specifically to avoid injuries. So the fear of injury decreased on our team.
I'll often talk to my athletes about playing, but also playing effectively. So if somebody has an injury, let's say an ankle sprain, and they can get back on the field and they can play, they feel like the pain is controlled enough that they can play. But then the second follow-up question is, can you play effectively? Are you effectively be able to move in the way that you want to, that doesn't set you up for injuring something else or compromise the performance of the team? So that's an important factor about when you're thinking about getting back into the field to play.
What was the toughest part about this injury for you?
I think the toughest part was hearing the news that I did have a stress fracture and then having the desire to then go out and train as hard as I can to get on the field, even though I wasn't on the field with my team.
Let's talk about the female athlete triad and how that may play into an injury like this, a stress fracture.
So when I see athletes with stress fractures, I think about not only this fracture itself and how it happened and how we treat it, but also why it happened. So thinking about components of their risk, and one of those is the female athlete triad. So the female athlete triad refers to athletes who are exercising more than they're getting from a nutrition perspective. So there's an imbalance there, and that leads to risk to the hormone system. They get menstrual irregularities, and then it puts them at risk of stress fractures and even early osteoporosis.
This is not an injury that just females get. Is there any difference in managing or diagnosing these in men versus women?
Well, definitely young males get stress fractures as well, but young females will get stress fractures at a rate about 2 times as often as young males. The risk factors are typically the same except for the female athlete triad part of it, but metabolic bone diseases and other things that can lead to decreased bone density and more fragile bone can increase risk factors in everybody, in all age groups. The types of stress fractures are typically the same as well. In soccer, we see a lot of lower extremity stress fractures. Metatarsal or foot stress fractures are very common too.
Thank you, Bailey, Dr. Young, and Dr. Goolsby for sharing your insight and experience in this episode of How You Move. Please join us again next time for a more in-depth talk on sports medicine.